guys, I've been really busy lately, and also I've been trying to take a break, just rest, because I was really stressed past past weeks. So I just want to create this simple stuff just to explain functions and how to think in functions. Okay, so functions is not as if when you're doing a, I think Henry, I mentioned it that sorry, when you're doing a program, it's not as if they'll tell you create this program using functions. No, you'll be the one to. It's a way of thinking. Okay, so there is event driven, there is functions, there's procedural, there's functions. Also you call it functional programming. There's procedural programming, and there's also um, object-oriented programming. Okay, so this one I just created this thing now, and this one is my screen, my recording. Yes, and this one is I'm just creating a simple weather application to get the temperature of a location using the latitude and longitude. Of course, you can improve on this, but the point is not the program, but the thinking. Okay, so so what are the steps? The steps are simply okay. I get the latitude and longitude. Okay, of course, I could also create something to get the latitude and longitude of a city just by typing the name, but you can do that if you want to. So then I get the endpoint. This is working with APIs. Okay, let me just put it. So don't know if you've learned anything about APIs yet. Working with APIs. So what are APIs? Should I really explain that? Okay, APIs is simply a way to communicate with computers like external servers. It's not really external, it can also be internal too. Just the way a way computers communicate. Like so, a computer has data about the temperature of different locations. I want to get that data, so I can use API to talk to it. Okay, it's a way to visit um another way to see it is a way to visit websites without actually entering the website. So I can just call the website or the link, then get the data I need to get. Now most of these APIs, they have something called documentation where they will explain how to get the information you need, which URL to visit, and all of that. Okay, so that's what I did here. So for I'm using openmeteo.com. There are many APIs you can work with, different APIs on different things. You can check publicapis.com or rapid APIs. There are so many of them. If you just check Google search, if you just Google search APIs on Google, you will see a lot of them. You can start with free ones, free APIs. You can start with them. So that's what I'm using here. So I need the latitude and longitude. So I want to make it dynamic. I created a variable to that's why I created a variable to hold those data, and I can just use f strings to put it in. Alright, so the endpoint requires me to put in the latitude and the longitude, and it gets me the current temperature. So that's what I just want to get. There are so many complex things you can do with APIs. If you already know how to use what's it called? To create GUI, that's like TK Inter. You can even implement that so that you can visually see these data in your app. Okay. So then after getting I'm using a library called request. So you have to install it. To install it, you do pip install request. Okay. So I've already done that. So that's why I can use it. So I'm importing a request. Then this is the endpoint. Now in order to get something from APIs typically have there are many things you can do with APIs. But they typically have the four main uh, um, methods, as we call it. Four main methods. So you call the major ones you see are this, or you can get then sometimes you may see this one patch. You also have options, you also have but these are the major ones. Now get is the server I'm trying to connect with has some information, and I want to get the information. So get. So in order to get something from the server, I have to use a get. That's how I'm doing request.get. Get it now. So I need to get, it's called a get request. Okay, so that these are some of the requests. So I'm telling the server, get me something. That's when you use get. So if I need to send something to the server, something new that doesn't exist yet, I'll use posts. So I'm just like you're posting something on social media, for instance. Now, so you're creating a post. I'm posting. Okay, so then put is I've already posted something, but I want to modify it. So you've created a post on Facebook or LinkedIn, and you want to update the post, you want to edit it. But put, you need to edit everything you need to send back everything you used to create that post before you can update it. Then delete is obvious, right? So I've done something, I want to delete it on the server. So I'll use a delete method, request or delete. Then patch is I want to update something. Patch is similar to put, just but the difference is put is for me to update anything, I need to send back everything, even though once I'm not changing. But patch, I just need to send the particular one I'm changing. Okay, let me quickly explain. So let's say for instance I bought a bicycle from a shop and I got home and saw that the tires were bad. So there are two ways to deal with it. I can send back the entire bicycle so that they replace the entire bicycle. So that's like put. I'm replacing everything. Okay, even though other parts were not bad, so I still need to bring everything. But patches, instead of replacing the entire bicycle, I just take out the bad tire, send it back to them, and they send back only the replacement for the tire, not the entire bicycle. So that's what patch does. Okay, so I hope this is clear. There's so much more you can do with APIs, but I'm just trying to explain what I'm doing here. So I'm trying to talk to this server, or you can say this website, anyone you want to say, but it's actually a server. So this server holds a lot of data about the temperature of different locations around the world. So I want to get that information. So notice my statement. I want to get that information. So that's why I'm using request.get. Okay. Get, what am I getting? I'm getting information from this endpoint, from this link. So that's why this. So whatever information I get, I'm saving it in a variable called response. Then that response, if I print it, you can try this code if you want, you can try it out. If I print the response, you'll find out that it contains so much data, a lot of information, and I can format the information however I want. But in order to easily get things from the data, I need to change it to a JSON. So that's why I'm doing response.json and saving it in something called data. Then from the response from the JSON files, if you look at JSON files, they look like dictionaries. So that was why I said it's very important that you learn dictionaries, because when you're working on projects on the internet or, or talking to other computers, you need to use JSON. JSON looks like dictionary. If you understand dictionaries, you understand the JSON. But JSON is just like a standard for which a general standard that a what's it called, a data format. Yes, that's the word. A standard that computers use to communicate with each other across the internet. So when this computer wants to send information to another computer, they typically use JSON. There are other ways, but typically it's a common one. So that's why it's important you learn it. So I've gotten data from this endpoint, this server, and I decided to format it into a JSON format. I can also make it a text, but if I make it a text, it will become a string, and getting information from it will be not so easy. So with JSON, I can just use typical dictionary methods. So that's a dictionary. So the data collects this key and this key gets what I want. All right. So, but we can do a lot more later on APIs and JSON. But let me just explain what I want to explain here. Okay, so now here now I'm just using the normal method you already know, procedural. So line by line, line by line. So I get this latitude and longitude, I feed it into this endpoint, I make a get request, I get back information, I format the information into the JSON, then I get the particular data I'm actually looking for, which is the temperature. Then I print it out. So I can even make it further and say, let's format this so it looks okay. Then let's see. You can say the temperature of whatever the temperature is. Of course, I can get the city name for the latitude, but I don't want to really waste temperature is temp. Right, so if I run this now, let's run this, so we just say, then I can decide to put Celsius. If I run this now, you see it there, the temperature is minus 3.2 degrees Celsius. All right, so that's simple. And this is procedural, line by line. Now I can decide to, why procedural, it has some problems is when your code becomes very lengthy or your project becomes very big, it's not always easy to, I start searching around, where did I put this, where did I change this, that time to change this, when you want to change something, can be really crazy. You have to start deleting, altering, and doing a lot of things in many different places. Okay, but if I break this into a functions, and sometimes in procedural you need to repeat code a lot, but yeah, I didn't really repeat anything. So, but if I this is actually okay for procedural because it's a small project, but I just want to use it to explain functions. But if I want to break this into a function, so I'll just create something else, um, another file and call it main function.py. If I want to create a function, so I will need this code so that I don't repeat myself too much. If I want to create this to function, so notice all my steps. So all the steps I took for procedural, I will break them into functions. Functions is not a must, it's just sometimes it's helpful. So the first thing I did was made a request and got the data back, then printed the data. So I can create as many functions I want, but just to make it simple, I'll just create a function that gets the data. Then another function that formats the results. I can decide to, okay, create a function that gets the data, create another function that gets the particular temperature I'm looking for, then that function, let's make it 3. It's not important, but let's just make it 3 just for learning sake. Okay, so I'll import my request again, then create the first function def, then let me call it get API data. Okay, so what do I need to get the API data? I need the latitude and longitude. So I need the lat. So I'm putting these are the inputs I want. So I'm putting them as arguments. Then for the URL, I can decide to, okay, let's put the URL inside there. So the endpoint is equal to, so I'll just copy this so that I don't repeat myself too much. So I don't waste time. Okay, remember I told you that whatever you put as your input, they become like placeholders. So that's why you can see they're also here again. They become like placeholders. So when I'm calling the function, whatever I put here will now be used. So if I put 20 as in this place, it will be used here as 20. So they are like placeholders. So these are the parameters. Then what else do I need? So I need to now call the response. Then request dot get, then my endpoint, because I need to get information. I can leave it like this and just do this. But remember, for me to use any, oh sorry, I forgot it's not JavaScript. For me to use anything in to get an output from a function, I need to return. So I just want to return the JSON this time. I can do it this way, or I could have just said data is equal to response.json, then just do return data. So when I call this function, the output, I'll give you these two inputs. I'll give it a latitude and longitude, then to give me back this data. Okay, but I don't want to waste. Remember, we're trying to not write unnecessary lines of code. So this is the same thing. Okay, so in this function, what it does is I can put a doc string. So gets the temperature data from API, main from open Meteor API takes latitude and longitude. Latitude is a doc string explaining what the function does, and longitude as parameters, returns the JSON data. Okay, so if I over it to just summarize it for me, get the temperature, everything I wrote here is now here. Okay, so that's the first function. So I've done the first function. Now the second function is, remember exactly what you broke down when you're doing the procedural programming is the same thing you do when you're coding for the functional programming. Sorry, don't mind my voice, please. Just mind my voice. Just tired. So the next thing now, so I've gotten my JSON data. I need to get the actual temperature I'm looking for, because this JSON data will contain so many things. So I'm just looking for the temperature. Now the API you're using will determine what you do here. So sometimes the API, most API, the good documentation will show you what this data will contain. So so that it will be easy for you to understand how you will get what you're looking for. So it's not always the same. You have to look at the documentation. Sometimes if the documentation is not clear, just print this one out. You print it out. So if I print it out now, so let me just do print data. It will give me back um the JSON. You can see it looks like a dictionary. Look at it here, all this. So from there, I can now I know that, okay, this is the data. Then I can get data dot current. Look at the key here, current. Then this key, the value is also another dictionary. Then the key I'm actually looking for is this temperature. So that's how I knew. In case the definition is really not clear, just print it out first so that you see what is in the JSON. So the next one is to get the temperature I'm looking to get the particular temperature I want. So I have to get temp, then I'll pass in data, because the output from here, it will now become the input for the second function. Okay, then what do I return? I need to return the temperature. This one is very straightforward, so I'll just return data. Let me just copy this, current temperature underscore is bad. All right, so all I did is I get the data and I output, remember return sends an outputs the exact temperature I'm looking for. Of course, I could have said temperature is equal to blah 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 blah, return temperature, but I just don't want to waste lines, waste things, don't waste space. So I can just say guess the temperature, parses, let's put it out, passes the JSON data and gets the temperature from it. All right. Then the next one, now notice this is, I'm defining the function, I'm not using them yet. So if I run it, nothing will work. Last one is to now format the temp. So what am I getting here? I'm getting the temp. So the output from this flex function, it's not every function that needs what's it called, an argument, a parameter. So it's not must, it just depends on how you want to write your code. So format the result for the user. All right, then all I need to do is just this. So this one, I don't want to print, I don't want to return anything, so I just want to print. So this last function does not have an output, so I'm just printing. Remember I told you that time that print and return are not the same. Return gives you something you can store in a variable. Print doesn't. Print displays it on your terminal. Return does not display on your terminal. So those are the differences. So if I need something I can use later, I'll use return. So that's the output. But if I just need to display it on the terminal without necessarily, then I use print. Of course, sometimes you can use both, depending on what you want to do. So I have all my functions ready. So the first one will get the temperature data, all the data from this API. Then it will give me back the JSON. Then the second function, you will take that JSON, this one, and get the temperature, exact temperature I'm looking for. And the last function will take that temperature from the get temp, then formats it so that the user can see, then just prints out. It doesn't return anything. So now how do I now use it? I can use it, I can create a function to run everything, or I can just do it procedurally. So you can combine different programming paradigms. So I can decide to create a function, then run that function. I can call the function main, or I can just call all the functions I've created line by line procedurally so that they will run and give me what I want. There are different approaches, but let me do the function one. So main doesn't require any inputs. So the first thing I need is to get my data. So how do I get my data? I'll simply call my function that says get API data. So get API data. What does it take? It takes the latitude. Okay, I can make my main get latitude and longitude so that I don't need to add code it, longitude. Then the output, I can store it in something called data or anything I like, your choice. Then this output, which I stored in the variable called data, will now be the input for the next thing, which is get temp. Get temp. So this data now, let me use a different name so you don't confuse this variable with the argument data here. Okay, let me use a different name. Let me use a different name here too, so that it doesn't get confusing. I can use the same thing, doesn't matter. It's a local scope. All right. So when I'm calling this main function that we do run everything, it will be like the orchestrator, like the CPU, the conductor, everything, organizing the other guys. It will I will give it a latitude and longitude. Then it will call, let me call this API data. Then it will call the get API data function, passing that latitude and latitude. Remember, the get API function is returning the JSON data, which I'm storing in this variable called API data. Then from that API data, I need to get the temperature. So argument missing for parameter data, passes JSON data and gets the temperature from it. So it needs to get the JSON data. So I need to that variable, I need to pass it here as the argument. But the output, I need to store it somewhere. So let me call it city temp, just so that it will be different from, so you don't think that they have to be the same. They don't have to be the same. So again, this API will get my data, JSON data, store it in this variable. Then I'll put this variable as the input, the arguments for the get temperature function. The get temperature function will give me the city temperature. Then I can now format the city temperature. Sorry, let me use a camel case. Then it takes in this argument. Now, because the city temperature does not return anything, there's no need to store it in a variable. So I can just leave it this way. Now that I've created the main function, so what does it do? It runs the entire script. So I can now call the main function, main, passing my longitude. So let me say 12.5, 2.5. So let's test and see, test and see, test and see. see now, it still works. All right. The temperature is to 25.8. So I did the same thing using different approaches. So nobody will tell you create this program or solve this problem using functions. No, you'll be the one to think, okay, can I use, will function be better here? Will procedural program be better here? Why is function a lot is sometimes better is because if I need to change anything, maybe I decide to use a different API. All I need to come to this function and just change only this part. I don't need to mess up with any other thing. So in case I'm using this API in many places in my code, just changing this will automatically update my code base. But if I do procedural program, I will need to change this endpoint everywhere I used it in the code, which can be very tiresome if your code base is large. Yeah, the same thing. If I need to change, maybe the one day something happened, the API documentation changed and they changed the JSON structure, I can come to this function and just change how I'm getting my temperature without needing to go through the entire code, changing everything. Same thing here. I can decide to change the format in here. So it's like different departments handling different things. So you get the gist. So instead of okay, I'm building a car, instead of so one person just running through the entire build process. So one department can handle the body, another department can handle the chassis, another department can handle painting and all of that. So if I need to improve on any part of the manufacturing process, it doesn't necessarily affect the other parts. So if let's say we discover a better way for doing a good pen job, I can just quickly update that. Just go to the function inside that particular department. So think of functions as departments. Go into that department inside that function and just alter what I need to alter without disturbing myself with any other part, any other department. I hope it's clear. So yeah, I can easily change things quickly without stress. Just change what I need to change so to still work. All right. The temperature is 23.6. So just change the latitude and longitude. It still works. I can decide to make it very obvious. Latitude equal to longitude. The first method I use where I didn't put this name is called arguments. I'm passing positional arguments. But when I put in the name like this, equal to, it's called keyword arguments. Now, what keyword arguments is beneficial where you can you can alter the order, it doesn't matter. It will not complain. It won't complain because the name is there. So it knows that latitude, this 12.5 belongs to latitude. So it will still give me the same answer, 23.6. Let's explore it, 23.6. But if I change the order without putting the keywords, I'm just using positional arguments. It will assume, because when defining the function, I wrote latitude first. It will assume that this first one is for latitude, this second is for longitude. So positional arguments follow the order with which you created things. So the answer is different now, 23.2, because this is an entirely different location. But if I want to alter, like just scatter the arrangements, I need to put keyword arguments. I can also combine keyword arguments and positional arguments. Usually, positional arguments will need to come first, then keyword arguments need to come last. It should still work. Still works. Okay. But if I put, let's say I put positional arguments first, then I take out, it will shout, it will complain. It's already complaining. The positional argument cannot appear after keyword arguments. All right. So the order, you have to pay attention to this. So if I want the if I don't want to put keywords, then pay attention to the order. But if I don't care about the order, then I have to put my keywords just to ensure that everything works fine. I hope this helps clarify functions and how to use it. So keep practicing, enjoy, and have a nice time.